Get your necks ready, folks, because the axe is gonna swing.
Every album on this list is dripping with sinew. Put them in your ears, folks. It's the best ever. Job For A Cowboy, Moon Healer. This should be of no surprise. It was one of the earliest hits of 2024. I had a hard time moving on from this album. I got like backlogged. It put me behind because I should have been listening to other albums, but could not help but be captivated by the rolling bass riffs and psychedelic treatment that was given to this record.
We've said this before, but I can't believe that this is the same band from 20 years ago. I've been trying to nail down what was truly special from releases in 2024, and this album is easily on that list. The bass riffing alone puts this record head and shoulders above so many other death metal albums that came out this year. It's unbelievable.
Outside of being just one of the strongest death metal albums, this one came very close to topping Divenial Verdict as being one of the best of the year picks. This would be like 11 or 12, you know, if we were doing a longer list. I'm happy it's at least in this list, one of my most listened to albums. And if you don't know why, well, I can't help you with that anymore. You either get it or you don't.
Fix it. This one is not too unexpected. If it wasn't on this list, I'd probably killed in public. Blood Incantation, Absolute Elsewhere. Blood Incantation's latest record is a stunning blend of death metal and progressive rock. The band's signature blend of brutality and cosmic atmosphere is on full display, with influences ranging from Immolation to somehow Pink Floyd. And there's a ton to love here for fans of death metal and just anything weird.
For Blood Incantation to come out with an album and for us not to put it on here would be sacrilegious. That psychedelic prog rock, that modern death metal. If you ever wanted to hear what Roger Waters would have sounded like if he started a death metal band, right here.
This album's divided into two parts, the Stargate and then the Message. And each part is a journey through a vast and alien landscape with complex riffs, intricate rhythms, and those soaring melodies. Highlights include the epic Tablet 3, the Stargate, and the atmospheric Tablet 2 of the Message.
Convulsing Perdurance. I find music in one of three ways, right? The comment section of our videos, believe it or not, metalstorm.net, and this hunk of burning love right here. Back in the summer, our mid-year list was bearing down on us, and I had to find some picks fast. So I combed through Metalstorm and came across this gem. We fucking love one-man bands here, especially when they deliver high-quality music that really feels unique and cutting edge. If you like your death metal highly atmospheric, episodic, and dissonant, turn this shit up.
This is an ugly record that oozes dissonance. If you're looking for a pleasant trip on a death metal record, this is not it at all. However, if you want to be dragged through the blood-drenched void of stars, this is the album for you. You will not have a good time, but man, this record fucks.
Yeah. Unlike some of the other death metal out there, this actually introduces clean passages, introduces some ambience, even like the sound of the human breath is there to make you feel uncomfortable and weird. And I just love that shit, man. Yeah. This whole record just has that genuinely disturbing feeling of filth and grime all over you, but still remaining highly listenable. An overlooked hit from this year. Go check it out.
200 stab wounds, manual manic procedures, prepare for surgery, Forgemates. Cleveland's death metal maniacs, 200 stab wounds, are back with their new album. Following their brutal as hell debut, Slave to the Scalpel, that was a phenomenal fucking record. You know what I love about this band is their song structures aren't really traditional. They just kind of like have sick riff after sick riff and you just headbang the whole time. It's amazing.
It's awesome.
The sophomore effort promised a relentless assault of classic death metal with a modern edge, and they totally pulled it off. The gruesome cover art depicting that graphic surgery perfectly sets the tone for that blood-soaked brutality that you get with this album.
Another record that just displays brilliance in its simplicity, dude. 200 Stab Wounds has a way of harnessing those old school sounds delivered through a modern vessel. This is a fucking sick album, man.
That lead single, Hands of Eternity, dives into psychological torment of being trapped within your own mind, showcases the band's impressive blend of heavy riffs too, and those catchy, groovy rhythms. Manual Manic Procedures marks a significant evolution for the band, delivering a visceral listening experience for fans of old school, gore-drenched death metal with a modern bite to it.
Nile, the Underworld awaits us all. One of the best to do it, man. This should be of no surprise. We just fucking love this band. The early years were a little bit rocky for their discography, but I mean, once they get George Callias, it was all over. They've just dominated the brutal, technical Egyptian Lovecraftian corner of death metal for 20-something years, and this record proves the staying power for any doubters out there.
This album is easily one of Nile's best records, and I don't really see people talking about it. Fucking why? If you love technical death metal, this should be at the top of your list. These guys are the undisputed kings, or pharaohs, for a reason, and you know what? These guys absolutely still got it in 2024.
This album tests the musical technicality of each and every member. They all get a little spot in every song. They showcase their mind-boggling riffs, the rhythms that this band is known for. It's more than just a collection of fast-paced riffs, though. The technical wizardry and the grooving slams. It's a journey into the heart of darkness. Nile's just once again proven that they're the undisputed pharaohs of death metal. Shut the fuck up, bitch.
This one might be my favorite metal album of the entire year, Kinship. This is a metal band that has just become so special to me. I was absolutely in love with Access All Worlds when it came out, and Kinship is just another example of this band completely dominating in the extreme metal sphere. I don't know why people are not talking about this band more. This record is a powerful and immersive journey through the depths of human nature. The band's ability to balance that like heavy as fuck insane aggression with those intricate, super epic melodies is truly remarkable.
This album is fucking awesome. It perfectly encapsulates every trope we love from melodic death metal, but it's really hard to simply classify them as such because this band does an amazing job incorporating elements from other genres, leaving us listeners to simply label it as progressive. Don't get turned off by that. It's just so good, dude.
If you liked albums that came out this year, like Isan's new album or Borknagar's Fall, this is perfect for you. I think it's personally better, but it's subjective. This album has expansive soundscapes, complex time signatures, layered compositions. It's just super unique. The lyrical themes of connection and disconnection and the choices that shape our lives, all that just resonates with me being in my late 30s. For fans of extreme metal seeking something that goes beyond that typical formula, Kinship is an absolute must listen. This band is a master of their craft and it shines through. Please check them out. Spread the word. They're unbelievable.
Fractal Generator Convergence. I believe this is one of the first bands to be featured on 2 albums of the year lists here at the Forge. I had to look into it. So for some reason you haven't followed through with these guys, I guess now is the time. This band folds you into the chaotic dimension of dissonant death metal. Think Morbid Angel with a sci-fi twist. Grinding riffs and barking vocals are punctuated by unexpected sonic anomalies. There's synths, there's ethereal female vocals, and their overall feel is like exploring this fractured sounds.
I really liked Macrocosmos when it came out, but Convergence to me just feels like the band settled into their own version of brutal sci-fi dissonant death metal. This album is suffocating, incredibly vicious, and it makes me want aliens to actually invade Earth and obliterate us all.
It is a worthy follow-up to their previous records. For me, it doesn't quite reach the same heights, so I guess we're on 2 opposite spectrums, but that's fine. This is still a great band. And it's still a brutal and intriguing journey for any fan of extreme death metal who just want a bit of genre-bending experimentation with their music. If you haven't seen a pattern here, we like weird stuff.
Another incredible death metal album on the opposite end of the melodic spectrum is Ulcerate, Cutting the Throat of God. Ulcerate's new album delves into the complexities of human existence without resorting to cheap theatrics. It's a philosophical exploration wrapped in a brutal, dissonant death metal falafel rap. Building on their previous work, this album intensifies the emotional impact with the melodicism that complements the crushing as hell riffs. The atmosphere is hazy, ominous, but punctuated by moments of searing catharsis.
I thought y'all were gonna cut our throats when we didn't talk about this album when it dropped. This band is fucking rad. This album is fucking rad, but dare I say, it's a little safe for these guys. Now, don't take that the wrong way. I don't want to take away from the brilliance of this avant-garde tech death group. I just felt like compared to some of their other work, they're just staying in their lane, which is fine. It obviously made for a great album.
Every element from the intricate drumming to the agonizing vocals contributes to a cohesive and mesmerizing experience. Whether it's Ulcerate's best work is kind of debatable, but it is undeniable that it showcases their ability to create a profound and existentially challenging metal record. This is a must listen, dude. If you miss this album and you love extreme metal, go listen to it. It's amazing. Kanonenfieber, Die or Catastrophe. Kanonenfieber's Die or Catastrophe is a stunning follow-up to their acclaimed debut, Mesenschmuel. The album's exploration of the horrors of World War I is brutal, beautiful, and absolutely vicious. Noise's songwriting and musicianship are exceptional here. The production is bang on with vibes just everywhere through this album. This record feels unbelievably formidable, horrifying, and just fascinating to listen to.
What a fucking ride this one is. Just when you thought German metal musician Noise was going to let this project maybe sleep for a little bit, his sophomore follow-up just landed on our lap like well-coordinated artillery fire. Noise doesn't just make noise in this album, he tells a poignant story of the Great War with lessons that we can still learn from today.
From the intense opening track, Grossmacht Fantasy, to the haunting closing number, Als die Waffen kamen, this record is absolutely a masterpiece. We put out a history metal video like a few months ago. You should check that video out if you haven't, on bands that basically just cover historical events. This should have been on it. You actually brought that to our attention, and that's how we discovered these guys. This album's use of historical samples, spoken word pieces, it adds a ton of depth and authenticity to the storytelling. If you're a fan of extreme metal and historical fiction, this is a must listen. It floored the shit out of me.
Vanhelgd, Atropos, Doctrina. Prepare to have your mind obliterated, because if you're expecting an OSDM record that follows all the typical standards, you got another thing coming. This isn't the black and white cookie cutter death metal that you're used to. It's more like a monstrous, beautiful creature emerging from the depths of the unknown. Think of it as a horrifyingly beautiful kaiju-sized moth bursting from its cocoon. It starts off familiar, but quickly evolves into something truly mind-bending.
We love our sweet death on this channel. This is an incredibly solid and somber death metal band that knows exactly what the fuck it is. This sound has been done to death by so many bands, but if you want more, this is a great place to get it. All right, something straightforward and just heavy as hell. Necrot, Lifeless Birth, get your cordless drills ready because it's time to drill into your goddamn skulls. The realm of death metal, few things rival the fine thrill of crafted brutality. It's like an outpouring of raw vigor, enough to shatter our shitty moods and perk up our days. Surprisingly, death metal has become a massive comfort food. Not that I need more comfort food, but in my day-to-day, tracks like Cut the Cord, Drill the Skull, Verb the Noun, showcase Necrot's descent into riff madness. Just check this out.
This one deserves a hell yeah! This is the death metal equivalent of a Titan picking up two battleships and smashing them together. Don't come into this expecting some demonstration of technicality or how to push the edges of death metal. No, this is a monster truck waiting for you to get in and crush your stress. Great pick, man.
This album isn't just another release for the band either. It's an important moment of their career, in my opinion, even though we just kind of dumbed it down a little bit. With each track, they solidify their signature old school sound with the allure of modern production techniques. Greg Wilkinson did a fantastic job here with that. The track list flows effortlessly, balancing up-tempo aggression with moments of savage complexity. Necrot has raised the bar with Lifeless Birth, delivering their best work yet. If you're looking for some killer riffage, look no further. This one's a fucking slab, dude. What were your favorite death metal picks from 2024? Drop them down in the comments below. I'm sure we missed a bunch. Death metal really hit it hard this year.
Go with the gods, Forgemates. Drill that skull!